Mystery creates wonder, and wonder is the beginning of every great discovery. Those words from Neil Armstrong carry a quiet truth that reaches far beyond space exploration because they describe something deeply human, something ancient and persistent that exists inside every civilization and every individual who has ever looked at the unknown and felt the strange pull of curiosity. Long before rockets pierced the atmosphere or telescopes captured distant galaxies, human beings stood beneath the night sky trying to understand the lights above, wondering whether the stars were fires, spirits, gods, or worlds waiting silently in the mystery has always surrounded humanity like an ocean without visible edges, and instead of pushing people away, it has continuously drawn them forward. Imagine a child standing alone outside on a quiet evening while the world around him slows into silence. The air feels cool against his skin, and the moon hangs high above the rooftops with a calm brightness that seems almost alive. He watches the stars scattered endlessly across the darkness and begins asking questions that no one taught him to ask. He wonders what exists beyond those tiny lights, whether someone could ever travel there, and why the universe feels so enormous compared to the smallness of ordinary life. The questions arrive naturally because the human mind is designed to search beyond what it already understands. Curiosity is not learned first through books or classroom. It begins emotionally. It begins with one. That feeling has shaped nearly every important step in human history. Ancient civilizations stared upward and built stories around the sky because mystery demanded explanation. The people of ancient Egypt aligned monuments with celestial patterns, while Greek philosophers debated the structure of the cosmos, and early navigators trusted constellations to guide fragile ships across dangerous oceans where a single mistake could mean death. None of those people possessed modern scientific knowledge, yet their curiosity slowly built the foundation for astronomy, mathematics, engineering, and exploration. Mystery forced the human imagination to expand before knowledge could follow. Even today, people respond to mystery in the same instinctive way. When someone witnesses an illusion performed by a magician, the immediate reaction is rarely fear. Instead, the mind becomes intensely focused. The audience leans forward, desperate to understand how reality was manipulated so convincingly. In that moment, curiosity becomes stronger than certainty. The brain begins searching for patterns, explanations, and hidden mechanisms because humans are uncomfortable leaving questions unanswered for too long. That psychological tension between confusion and understanding is one of the greatest engines of progress humanity has ever possessed. Science itself grows directly from that tension. Nearly every scientific breakthrough began not with confidence, but with uncertainty. Someone noticed something strange or unexplained and refused to ignore it. Isaac Newton wondered why objects always fell toward the ground and eventually transformed that curiosity into the theory of gravity. Physicians questioned why diseases spread invisibly through entire populations and eventually uncovered germs, bacteria, and medicine capable of saving millions of lives. Psychologists explored dreams, memory, and emotion because the human mind remained mysterious, even to the people living inside it. Every answer humanity possesses today once existed as an unsolved question. The journey to the moon followed exactly the same pattern. For most of human history, the moon represented distance itself. It was beautiful but unreachable, familiar yet impossibly far away. Entire cultures built myths around it because there seemed to be no realistic path between Earth and that silent glowing sphere in the sky. Yet mystery slowly transformed into determination. Scientists studied propulsion while engineers experimented with machines powerful enough to escape gravity. Governments invested enormous resources into space programs because the unknown had become too important to ignore. Astronauts trained relentlessly for missions filled with danger because human beings are often willing to risk everything in pursuit of discovery. When Apollo 11 moon landing finally succeeded in 1969, and Neil Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface, the achievement felt larger than technology alone. It represented the triumph of human curiosity over impossibility. Millions of people watched the event not only because someone had reached the moon, but because humanity had crossed a psychological boundary that once seemed permanent. Armstrong's famous words became unforgettable because they captured the emotional scale of the moment. The landing proved that wonder could evolve into action and that questions once considered unrealistic could eventually become reality. Yet the deeper meaning of the quote extends far beyond space travel. Mystery still surrounds humanity everywhere. The oceans remain largely unexplored despite covering most of the planet. Scientists continue discovering strange creatures hidden in deep underwater ecosystems where sunlight never reaches. The human brain, despite decades of research, still contains mysteries surrounding consciousness, memory, emotion, and perception that neuroscience cannot fully explain. Beyond Earth, billions billions of galaxies stretch outward across distance so vast that the human mind struggles to comprehend them. Even time itself remains partly mysterious, understood mathematically yet experienced emotionally in ways science cannot completely describe. What makes this beautiful is that mystery prevents human civilization from becoming stagnant. The unknown continuously invites movement, exploration, and creativity. Without unanswered questions, there would be no scientific revolution, no explorers crossing ocean, no inventors building impossible machines, and no dreamers imagining futures beyond current limitations. Wonder acts almost like fuel for the human spirit because it reminds people that reality is larger than what they already know. It creates humility while simultaneously inspiring ambition. A child who becomes fascinated by the stars may eventually become an astronomer, searching for habitable planets. Someone curious about the human body may dedicate years to medicine and discover treatments that save lives. An engineer inspired by unanswered questions may design technologies that transform society decades later. History repeatedly shows that progress often begins quietly inside ordinary moments of curiosity that initially seem small and insignificant. The simple act of wondering can reshape entire generations. There is also comfort hidden inside mystery. Modern life often pressures people to believe they must have immediate answers for everything, yet the universe itself does not operate that way. Some questions require centuries of searching, while others may remain unsolved forever. Accepting mystery allows people to remain open, thoughtful, and imaginative instead of trapped by certainty. It encourages exploration rather than fear. The unknown is not always an obstacle. Sometimes it is an invitation. So when people look upward into the night sky and see the stars scattered across the darkness, they are participating in something profoundly ancient. They are experiencing the same curiosity that inspired explorers, scientists, philosophers, and astronauts throughout history. Every great discovery began with someone standing at the edge of understanding and asking what might exist beyond it. Mystery created wonder. Wonder created pursuit, and pursuit slowly transformed the impossible into reality. And perhaps that is the most important lesson hidden inside Armstrong's words. Human beings move forward not because they already know everything, but because they do not. The unanswered questions matter just as much as the answers themselves, because they keep civilization searching, learning, imagining, and growing. Every mystery contains the possibility of transformation waiting quietly beneath the surface. Every unknown horizon holds the chance for discovery, and every extraordinary achievement begins the same way, with a person brave enough to look into uncertainty and ask a simple question that changes everything. What if?